Hello everyone, my name is Daniel, I'm just a casual racer, and today I'm here to show off another one of Fourty-Two's early vintage historical tracks, and that is the Morris Park Racecourse. This is based in 1905. The track hosted automobile races in 1905 through 1907, and it's a very early preview. You can see the AI running into each other there. I just threw a quick AI file, it actually didn't even have one yet. Fourty-Too has put this together in roughly a week, so really like a cool little side project that he just cranked out real quick. And so excited to see your guys' reaction to this. I've been enjoying it, especially once I got the AI file added, racing against some competition. I'm driving the Itala 1907 Itala 36/45, which was the fastest Itala, the latest version of it. There's that we have an Assetto Corsa from Historic Sim Studios. I'm racing against two other different Italas from 1906, the Renault from 1906, and also the Locomobile from that. And so really just a nice field here. I mean, they would have raced at this exact venue. Like, this is a track from the exact era these cars are racing in, and it's just so much fun to be racing here. This circuit has an inner and an outer layout. The outer layout is actually a 1.5 mile layout, or 2.4 kilometers, which, if you know oval racing in the United States, it's kind of funny because 1.5 miles are one of the most common lengths in the United States for big speedway racing. So you see it in NASCAR, and it's just IndyCar over throughout history has gone back and forth between visiting 1.5 mile venues. So very common, and it's interesting to see that one of the very first automobile racetracks was a 1.5 mile speedway. So kind of interesting to see that. And then there's also the shorter inner oval, and they're both available to race on, and they'll have AI and everything, of course, and be dialed in once this track's released. So we're just going to try to race here. Just did a 4-lap race around this circuit. Going to do our best to try and hang on here and see how well we can do. Obviously, there's some faster cars in the field, so we're going to do our best to stay ahead of them in this car. Third right now out of 22. Feel like we're doing pretty good. I would be shocked if we're able to hang on to a podium, but see what we can do here. And obviously the dirt surface, a little rough. It's interesting in how the circuit, it's not at all a perfect circuit, a perfect shape. You can definitely feel how this was just kind of gone out and they put a track out in a field. This track actually had kind of a historic history as a horse race track. It was the host of the Belmont Stakes, and that was kind of what led to the demise when that was moved away from the track in 1905. That's when they tried to do some automobile racing, and unfortunately, in this era, there was a lot of newspaper campaigns against about the dangers of automobile racing, and it really was just a tough time to have a successful auto racing venue, and unfortunately, they were not able to make it work. And so then Morris Park Racecourse, actually in 1907 to 1910, did some airplane racing, things like that. And whoa, got tapped there from behind a little bit. And so yeah, and unfortunately in 1910 there was a fire, and that was the end of Morris Park Racecourse. And so it's a track, early history, not a huge history. I wouldn't say it's a famous track, but it is part of the early foundation of racing that, helped to put it in front of an audience, helped to make it, a sport and motorsport that now today is so loved and followed by so many of us. So it's awesome to be able to step back in there, grab some period correct cars, and go racing on this circuit. Really interested to see how this will race, get some online server up and race this with some people. I'm sure we're going to do that. Historic Sim Studios, we have our weekly online races on Saturdays, and so this is going to be one that I'm sure is thrown in there. I'll be really exciting to see how this races. I'm excited to jump in and race against a bunch of people. Big track as well as little track, and also of course with even some of the more modern cars, it'll be a lot of fun just to have another dirt track to race on. Always, there's not a lot of them right now in Assetto Corsa. We're doing the best we can to add more at Historic Sim Studios. We got 1954 North Wilkesboro Speedway, which feel free to go check out. I have a video on Historic Sim Studios webpage or YouTube channel And you can go check that out and see kind of a preview of that. And that track's pretty much finished. And so you can check out a really cool dirt circuit from 1950s. And that's really fun. And this is just cool that we're getting more of these dirt oval tracks from the early history, whether it's from 1905 or 1954. You know, it's just really enjoyable for me, at least. I know some people, dirt racing, oval racing isn't their cup of tea, and I know Assetto Corsa isn't always the best at modeling the AI for oval racing and dirt racing, but when you get some online servers going, it's really just a blast. And there's also a bit too of, you know, even if you're offline racing, just stepping in, running a race, and feeling kind of, oh wow, this is what it was like, or a little bit of that immersion into the past, which sim racing gives you, that I think you don't really always get in other games, or even, you know, we're kind of lucky to be able to experience our sports in such a way, you know, a motorsport that we enjoy in such a way. So, alrighty, finished fifth. I feel like we did pretty good considering the car we were driving was definitely not the fastest car in the field. And a good fun track. Definitely one, if you're a vintage fan, you're going to definitely want to download this. I would say this is one, as an opinion, if you're looking, you're more of a modern fan, you're only looking for the best of the best. The quality is not lacking, but this is, remember, a short dirt oval. So that's not really your thing. Might be one to avoid if you really want to keep your content down to just the best of the best. But there's definitely still, just a couple weeks ago, Fourty-Too released an awesome Tacoma road course that you should definitely check out. Really great and a lot of fun. And so if you're a vintage fan, like I mentioned, check this out, download it. Check out Historic System Studios as well, because we're going to be running some server online events with this track, and it's going to be so much fun to get out there with some of you and race against you on this circuit. So keep your eyes out, keep peeled for the release. Thanks for stopping by and watching this video. But most of all, I hope every single one of you has a fantastic rest of your week.